personal branding will keep you poor. How's that for a hook? But everyone's saying content, everyone's trying to build and tell you why you need to build this personal brand. And I'm going to come out and be the contrarian and tell you why it's actually not a good idea to do. If you're trying to make $1 million online and scale a business, you actually don't need a personal brand. Now, I'm going to tell you when personal brand or aka building content is important, and we're going to talk about that specifically. But for the most part, building a personal brand, and we'll go into my handy dandy whiteboard here, is vanity. And what do I mean by vanity? Well, you're just chasing followers, likes, and you're trying to get people to watch your content. Now, one of the things that I found, and most people fall in the trap of, and maybe you fell into this as well, is that when you're putting out content, you want to get a lot of views, right? You want to get a lot of people to watch your stuff. You want followers. You want to get 10,000. You want to go viral, right? But what does that bring you? And I'll tell you this from personal experience. I had a video of mine on Instagram get 130,000 views, okay? You know what happened? It attracted low quality people that weren't a fit for my business. It attracted people that honestly would never buy from me. And honestly, I got a bunch of followers and stuff, but it didn't matter, okay? And so this is the thing. Is content good? Yes, we'll talk about that. But should you be focused on personal branding as your core objective? No, you shouldn't, because it's the slowest path to making 100,000 plus a month online. If your goal is to build $1 million business, it is the slowest path, guaranteed, because this is what they won't tell you. Building a personal brand takes years. If you look at, Iman Ghazi, or you look at Hormozi, it took them years to build this brand. Now, even with Hormozi, he went out of the gates and it took him 2-3 years to build the brand that he has. And at the beginning, he was building very small traction, and he was spending 10 to 20K per month on his content. And he spends a lot more on that now. But 10 to 20K per month just on content. Now, if you can drop 10 to 20K a month just on creating content with no return for years, then go ahead and do that. But if you're like most people and you can't do that, or you don't want to do that, and you want a better, faster way, then you need to focus not on building a personal brand, but you need systems. And we're going to talk about that. But the thing is with personal branding, and the essence of it is the content in this era is you utilizing it. And for the most part, you're utilizing content to essentially decrease your costs to acquire a client, your CPA, or what people would reply to as your CAC, or your cost to acquire a client, right? You're basically trying to decrease this number, right? And so that's why with organic content, if you get 1 million views, well, you would have to pay per view or per impression on another ad platform to get that same impression. But I can tell you that at the beginning, if you're generating 10, 20, 30K a month already, and you want to scale to 100K, 50 or 500K plus a month, then your fastest path to do that is going to be through paid traffic, and then supplementing that with content. So you use that to get your distribution. Now, if you're just trying to get some traction, well, you actually just need to put systems in place, because building a personal brand is going to take years to build. It's going to take a long time. Like, I've been building my channel now for 6 years, since 2019 roughly, and I have 4,000 subscribers on this channel, and I've made over $6.5 million. Okay, so there's the thing where you need more views. That's the number one, where it's vanity. You don't need more views, right? You actually just need to get in front of the right people, because even if I get 300, 500K, or 300 views, or 1,000 views, but if they're the right people, I know they're going to go and check out my stuff, and they're going to convert. So we use it for middle of funnel and bottom of funnel content, okay? This is to get people that are already aware of you, already consuming you, already building that up, and you can start building this with bottom of funnel and middle of funnel type of content if you want to attract the right people, because these aren't going to get a lot of views, but they're going to turn into sales. So I'll share with you in a second what I recommend for you to do if you want to scale your business to 100,000, 300K, 500K a month. But understand that no systems equal no cash, okay? So even if you build this personal brand, but you have a shitty offer, you don't have a good high converting funnel, you don't have good systems on the back end for getting client results, if you don't know how to track those results, right, get clients results, that's the number one thing, is you must be getting these clients results 100%. And then the back end for tracking systems, all this stuff it doesn't even matter because you're not even going to know what your business or how your business is performing if you don't have clear metrics, you don't have KPIs. So you need good systems, and you need to be able to convert this traffic and funnel it in to a system that is ultimately going to spit out cash and allow you to grow your business very, very profitably. The problem is most people, when they build their personal brand, they start throwing, they think they need to write a book, do a book funnel, and they need to do, low ticket products, and they start a school community and all this stuff. And it just creates a lot of complexity, and they get run dry, they get burnt out, and it's really not how you scale, okay? So I recommend you don't do that. Now, the influencer trap is, again, chasing these likes, chasing this vanity metrics, and you now going and focusing on your outward image rather than the reality. And one of my mentors, he told me a long time ago, he said, do you want to look rich or do you want to be rich? These are two different things, okay? Do you want to look rich or do you want to be rich? And I was like, oh, of course I want to be rich. And then once I am rich, then I can look rich if I want to. But that's a vanity metrics. That's just for your ego. So you actually don't need that. But that's influencer trap. And you start to put your outward image and start to, think that this outward appearance is going to ultimately result in some level of financial success. To a degree, that is true. If you're flexing Lambos and yachts and Raris in Miami and you're doing this in private jets, sure, but you're going to attract a lot of the wrong type of people because you don't. And if you look at a lot of the guys right now in the space, or even just in general, they actually have their top of funnel channel, right? And then what they're doing is they're creating a second channel for middle of funnel and bottom of funnel videos. E-Man did this, Charlie Morgan did this, Alex Becker did this. They all do this. Why? Because this is to get a lot of views and vanity and a lot of traction, but this is what generates sales and new clients, okay? So that's why it's not really that a good idea to be your main focus. Now, should you create content? Of course, 100%. But you should model off of Elon. Now, if you look at Elon, and this is how you want to look at it. So with Elon, right? Elon, people are like, oh yeah, Elon Musk, the personal brand. But Elon is his brand. And then what he has is he has Tesla, as an example, as the business's brand, right? So Tesla in of itself is a brand. Within the brand, he has different products, right? He has the Model 3, whatever. These are supposed to be cars, right? He has the Model 3, whatever, Model Y, whatever he calls them, right? So Elon is him, but then he has his business, and within his business, he has his products, okay? So you want to model off that. So it's you are the face of your company, but your company is separate from you. Kind of like if you look at PBD, right? You have Valuetainment, but then you have Patrick Bet-David tied to Valuetainment, and inside of there, they have other products and other services within that. But the business itself is a business, not necessarily strictly tied to the personal brand. And this is how anyone, if you look, Jeff Bezos, he's a personal brand, or whatever, Mark Zuckerberg, you know these names. But it's only because of the business success and their products and delivering amazing value to clients over years and tens of decades that they get recognized as these players because they're now billionaires. But they didn't build their personal brand to become a billionaire. Now, also, you don't need to build a massive personal brand to become a multi-millionaire. It's just not true. Now, does it help with bottom of funnel conversions? Does it help with building trust in the market? 100%. But it's so funny. If you look in the market, it's actually hilarious where they're all like, oh, YouTube and all this stuff, right? And, build a personal brand. And then how are they communicating this message? Through an ad, which is absolutely hilarious. They're like, my ads, we switched from doing ads and now we do content. And like, VSLs and all this stuff are dead. And then it's like, well, wait a second. You're running an ad to a VSL to tell me why ads and VSLs don't work and tell me to do this instead. The math ain't mathin', And it's so funny, man. So again, this is just some observations, but let me give you some sauce here. So real wealth comes from leverage, okay? Leverage, now, if you understand what personal brand and why people want, because content is one of the best forms of leverage. Now, content, aka media, okay? And you have a few forms of leverage. You should be familiar with this in some other content, or if you're familiar with Naval Ravikant, he talks a lot about this, and so does Dan Martell. But content and media is one form of leverage, right? Then you have the second form of leverage is you have systems, aka software, right? And now, especially with AI and everything, we live in one of the greatest times in history because we have this. But you have content, media, systems, software. You have capital, right? And then the last one is you have human capital, or we can call this labor. Okay? This is manual labor. Okay? So you have content, media, system, software, capital, labor. Now, to create real wealth, you need leverage. Now, at the beginning when you're running your business, okay, you're going to be using this labor, and it usually comes in the form of your own labor. Now, if you're going to be doing this, you're either going to be trading your time, right? I don't know why this is messing around here. But you're basically either going to be trading your time or you're going to be trading your money to generate eyeballs and traffic. So you're either going to be using one of these two forms, either capital or labor in the form of your own time or other people's time or your own capital, right? To generate new business, right? So it's either going to be running and spending money on ads, or you're going to be doing some form of direct outreach or producing some level of content, because once you create content in a piece of content or a piece of media, you can just continuously run traffic to it. Now, when you create leverage, if you spend time, if you actually do this instead, which I call creating what's called a pre-selling mechanism, aka a video sales letter, but pre-selling mechanism is actually the whole mechanism in and of itself, not just a video. But basically, if you spend time creating one extremely valuable, high-converting video, and you drove everything to this one area that came out, booked calls in your calendar, and ultimately turned them into new clients into your business, you have a high form of leverage, meaning you spent time creating this one. I don't even know what's going on here, man. What the hell is going on? I don't know. My mouse is messed up. But you spend time creating this one piece of content, and you can keep driving new traffic into it from your organic content and from paid advertising, okay? And also, if you're making like less than 10K a month, if you're making like 10 to 20K a month, then leveraging this is going to be your two best forms of leverage, where you can use your own labor. You can hire VAs, appointment setters, and use LinkedIn outreach to start booking calls. You could also use money to spend money, small budget ads on Meta and YouTube to drive them into this high form of leverage, which is content, and you're creating a system to ultimately convert them into clients. So optimizing your show up and pre-selling, making sure that once they go through this process, you put them through email sequences and drive and basically hammer them with emails and content that are going to get them to show up for this call and get them pre-sold before they get to this call. That's why it's called a pre-selling mechanism, getting them pre-sold, right? And so you're creating these systems. Now, this is all you need to make $1 to $5 million a year in profit, okay? In the meantime, you can start creating middle of funnel and bottom of funnel content on YouTube. But I would focus, if you want to grow your business and you want to make money, I would just focus on YouTube. These are the channels that I would focus on. If you're under 10K a month, or even if you're making like 10 to 50K a month, LinkedIn outreach is great, right? If you know how to do it right, LinkedIn outbound, you can automate a lot of it. You can book them directly into calls, right? We have a little discovery call. We use our pre-selling mechanism to pre-sell, and then we get them onto the call, and then we close. Okay. And then we also you can start creating some YouTube videos on YouTube, like long form, just like this. And what are you doing? You're driving into this pre-selling mechanism. And then you can also run some low budget ads. Again, you can start with like 30, 50 bucks a day, and you can retarget the people that watch your YouTube content, or you can run cold traffic ads on Meta and YouTube, and you can feed them into this and come up with calls. That's really all you need. And again, you're really only creating content for bottom of funnel and middle of funnel. Okay? And what this means is you're educating your audience and educating people that don't know you, or you want to build that relationship, and you're providing genuine value to people. This is what people don't understand. They just put a fake value out there. But if you provide genuine value and you drive them to a genuine, valuable video that's going to actually help them, and then you make an offer to book a call, and to implement this, and you have a unique method, unique process, a proprietary method of how you do it different from everyone else, you're going to absolutely print. And so if you just focus on outreach, producing high quality videos, driving traffic into this pre-selling mechanism, and then you run some paid traffic to it, you're leveraging all forms of leverage here. You're leveraging content, high form of content and media. You're leveraging systems, software to do a lot of automations and systems for you. And you're leveraging capital that you can use because you're trading basically your capital for leverage to generate more money, right? You can put $1 in and you can get $5 out. Well, then you can scale that. You could spend $1,000, make $5,000. You spend $10,000, make $50,000, and you can keep scaling this and cycling that profit. And then you can hire and delegate to other people. But this is the least form of leverage. But you can hire some outbound appointment setters or some VAs to do some LinkedIn outreach for you, book calls for you, and start printing money. But that's all you need if you want to make money. If you run a marketing agency, consulting business, even coaching business, this is all you need. Okay? Or if you're just starting out and you want to make money, this is all you got to do. Okay? And so personal branding, for the most part, just know it's vanity, likes, followers, instead of profit, which is sanity. And it's the slowest path to making 100,000 plus a month. And if you have no systems, you're not going to convert that traffic into cash. And you're going to fall into this influencer trap of chasing likes and views instead of actually helping people and focusing on an ideal client avatar and niche that is high quality, that's actually going to convert into clients and make and grow your business. And if you do want to do it, model off Elon, right? And then real wealth comes from leverage, leveraging systems, leveraging content, leveraging media, leveraging capital, leveraging human capital, labor to grow and scale your business. So if you're less than 100K a month, just don't focus on going viral or building this personal brand necessarily. Focus on just driving traffic and providing value. And all you should be doing is booking people into calls, driving traffic, providing amazing client results. Once you get them results, right, you feed that and you use it into your marketing. You use that to create ads and like, here's how this client went from this to this day. And you can use this in your ads. You can use this in your content. You can use this in your VSL. And you feed it back through client results. And you just keep making the system better and better and better and better. So that's my take on this. And I just think that you should be focused on now, should you create content? Of course, but you should do it in a very methodical, intentional way and focus on who you're speaking to and your ideal client and just crafting an amazing offer that's unique, different, come up with your own unique method, drive them to a pre-selling mechanism to convert them into calls, and then use a hybrid leveraged offer to essentially scale your delivery while providing amazing client results and then feed those client results back into your marketing to get even better results. Now, if you want to learn more about this, if you run a consulting business, coaching business, agency, I'm going to drop a link to a video. You can check that out below. See this in real time, how you can model this, how you can put all this stuff in place, and scale to $100,000 a month. So go check that out below in the description, and I'll see you in the next one, and God bless you. Take care.